So in the last excruciatingly long video, we talked about how to place track, how to glue it, how to put it together and bend it, etc., etc. So in this video, I want to talk about adding track to your drawing um, with switches, how to add a passing siding, how to put in industrial sidings, things like that. So let's open up AnyRail. Let's go grab a nice piece of flex track. We'll add that one there. We'll drag you down about like that. Let's add another guy. Let's bring him down. I'm not going to connect these together. So let's say we want to make a passing siding. So what we'll do here is we'll select this guy because he's where we want the track to be. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say add parallel flex. And let's make the passing siding, the tracks be 2.5 inches apart. And we want it to be above. We'll click OK. Now I could have done this, just let me show you this, because I mentioned earlier that you can mix fractional and decimal together. So as you can see, AnyRail has already turned it into 2 1/2. So I could have gone in there, instead of going 2.5, I could have gone 2 space 1/2 above, and AnyRail would have been happy with that. So we're going to connect this one to here. We're going to go grab another piece of flex. We could have copied one that's already on the screen. I'm just going to go grab one, and we're going to put them together like that. Now we want to add a switch. So let's go up here and we'll grab a number 6 left-hand turnout. We're going to drag you down to here. And we're going to connect. Let's zoom in a little bit more. All right, so now we have our switch. We have our passing siding spaced at 2.5 inches. Now we need to connect from here to here with a nice radius curve. So I can come in and I can hit cut flex here. I can grab this in, drag him down, and there he is. And I've got a curve of 25 1/8 inches leading into my passing siding. If I wanted it to be a little bit a larger curve, let's Control Z. Let's take out that cut. We could move the cut back. We can cut it here, drag this down, and now we can look at that. Now we have 49 11/16. We can come up here and we can hit smooth flex. It actually made it a little bit smaller, but it made a nicer curve. So let's just keep it that way. So now we need to put another switch and this piece of track on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Control. We're going to select both of these. We're going to hit Copy and come over here and we're going to paste it in. Paste. Now, we need to turn these around, so we'll come up here and we'll hit flip. Now it's going the right direction. So let's do this. So we'll need to drag the end of this track back. We'll select him, we'll come up here, we'll do a shift, and we'll drag him back like that. Now we'll highlight these two pieces. We'll drag them down. Put that there. Now we just need to reconnect this to this. Now I can use Shift to go in a straight line, but I don't really have to because this will be in perfect alignment. So I can just go and grab this end. And it doesn't matter if I bend him and just connect him up here. And we can just go look at that piece of track. And you'll see that there's no radius in it because it just went in a straight line. The other thing is this guy over here started life as a number 6 left-hand turnout, and we copied him over here and then flipped him around. So we look at him over here, he's now become a number 6 right turnout. AnyRail will automatically change the designation of a piece of track, and that'll help you when you're building up your parts list. So we want to put in a industrial siding, so let's get rid of what we don't need right now. We'll get rid of this guy, like that. and we'll get rid of that switch. So we'll simply delete them. So let's say we want to put in a spur up here for amalgamated pot-bellied stoves. So let's stretch this guy out just a tiny bit. And now we need to add a piece of track coming off the diverging track. So we're just going to copy this one. We're going to paste him right here. Attach him like that. And that's good enough for right now. Let's drag him back a little bit. Let's say we want our siding to be somewhere in this area here. So we'll bring that up. We'll cut it. Pull that over. Connect it. Oh, we've got too sharp of a curve there. Well, that's not going to be good. In fact, if you look at it, we're at 4 3/8 inches. Let's not do that one. Let's drag this guy back a little bit. Use the shift key so we go in a straight line. Now let's bring him over. What do we get? Well, it still doesn't look all that good. So let's select that. Let's hit Smooth Flex. Now that curve is 77 inches. And you can adjust, where you want your track, where you want to cut it, and, so you can set the radius and get it exactly where you want. Or you could have it come off at an angle. It's completely up to you. That's an easy way to add an industrial siding. So now we have one siding. We have, for the one industry. But let's say the owners have decided that there are too many rail fans along the tracks taking pictures. So they've decided to invite Grumman Aircraft in to build F4F Wildcats to take care of all these horrible rail fans standing there taking pictures of their trains. So let's add in another spur here, and we'll bring it up like this and then back. So let's take this guy out. We're going to disconnect him. Drag him out of the way. And let's put in a number 4 left. I'm sorry, number 6 left. And we'll drag this guy back. Sometimes you just have to start cutting and fitting to get everything to work right. Let's drag this guy over. Let's cut him right about there. Now remember, I'm just doing this fast just to show you how you can cut in another switch. You're going to have a building here, so you're going to have to finesse the locations of these components. And you can just keep disconnecting and moving things around until you get it right. But right now, this looks pretty good. We've got the curve back, and it's 49.5 inches, and we want the other track to come off here. So we'll take this guy, add him there. And then we want to take... We're working with a lot of left-hand turnouts. Let's take that left-hand turnout. Let's flip him around. So we go to rotate. 90, 90. Okay. Let's see what happens if we connect them like that. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Depending on what size building you got here, I'm just going to leave it like this, so it doesn't really get out of control. Now let's go grab another piece of flex. We're going to grab it. Put it right there. There's our switching lead. We're going to grab another one. And since they're going to be turning out a lot of airplanes, because there's a lot of rail fans, we are going to add another siding here. So we're going to cut it. We're going to disconnect that guy out of the way. Let's go grab a right hand. Let's rotate it. going to connect that there. We're going to add a parallel flex. Let's put it on 2.5 inches above again. That looks like a good place to start. Cut flex here. Bring that in. Smooth flex. 39 inches. These are pretty much the same length. You can zoom in on that end if you want to get them to the exact same point. So let's stretch this guy out. And we're going to put him right there. Grab this guy. Put him on the exact same line. And there we go. So you can see that it's fairly easy to cut in switches and add more track. And like I said, you'll just sort of have to finesse it like you would probably put in a building here. So you know how much room you have, which means this track would probably be pushed up higher this way. You can do that by going up to object libraries, user objects, and selecting one of the libraries. And we can put in, here's cutting scissors. Not pot-bellied stoves, but scissors. So now you know how much room you're going to have. Okay, so for the next one, let's get rid of all this and we'll do a quick easement. Highlight all of that. We're going to delete it. Let's get rid of our building library there. Let's zoom out just a little bit. We'll go grab a piece of flex. Now we're going to curve this flex. So come up here or right click on the track. And let's say we want a 90-degree angle. And we want 30 inches for our radius. So now we have a nice curved piece of track. Let's put that up there. Now we're going to copy this guy. Copy. Paste. I'm going to connect them like that. Grab another piece of flex. And we would like a nice easement coming into this curve. So this track's going to have to be a little bit lower. So let's put him right about there. Let's see what happens. We'll come up here, like our easement to end, say maybe in that area. We'll cut it, bring it down. We'll select it. We'll smooth it. And now you can see we have a 35-inch radius leading into it. There's another way to do this. Let's back up a little bit. And that way is if you want to have a specific radius leading into your curve. So what we need to do here, we're going to need our piece of paper. We're going to need a scratch pad. And remember I showed you how to get an angle. So we're going to go up here where we cut the track. If you don't have that in there, go ahead and put that disconnect in. Click on it. We'll come up here and we're going to see that that angle there is 119.43 degrees. So we're going to write that down. And then we're going to subtract the angle of the other piece of track from that. And we know this one is at 90 degrees. So we're going to open our handy dandy calculator. And we're going to put in 119.43. We're going to subtract 90 degrees from it. We end up with 29.43 degrees. Let's make that go away. So write down 29.43 degrees. Now let's grab this piece of track. We're going to disconnect him. We're going to bring him up here. And we're going to say you're going to become a piece of easement flex. Let's make that value go away and put in the angle that we just calculated of 29.43. And we want the radius leading into it to say be 42 inches. Now, We can make the easement go either to the right or the left. We want it to go to the left in this instance, so we'll hit OK. Now we're just going to flip this guy around. We don't have to be precise. We're going to attach him here. And now he comes out and he's on a perfect 90-degree angle. We attach this guy. And there's our easement. If we click on him, we can see he's 41 15/16 maximum radius. So that's 2 ways to make an easement. One is kind of easy, using smooth flex. The other one is a little more complicated. You have to do a little bit of math, but you know, you can put in the exact radius that you want. So far we've worked with only the like flex track components. I think in the next video we'll show you how to quickly work with sectional track. So we'll see you in that one. Once again, any questions, comments, leave them below, and we'll see you next time.